guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my favorite idol show. No, not Umusume, don't worry. Actual idol show, real type of shit, IDOLY PRIDE. Now, you may have heard me talk about this one before. A very long time ago when it was back and releasing, I actually was really excited for when this came out. I thought it was pretty good, and I made a video about it being like, yeah, this is pretty good. But over time, this show has really grown on me. Anyways, I really do love this show, and I kind of just want to talk about it a little more and highlight why I thought it was such a great anime and just probably the best idol anime I've really seen. First is the fact music. Big thing with idol things. They kind of have this whole element of being attached to the music themselves, so you can't really take that away. You kind of have to critique that and judge that. By far, best soundtrack ever. It's kind of what you expect me to say if I say this is the best show, but this is by far the best. Compared to other things that I like, I may have like one or two songs from each season in the playlist or something. Oh yeah, they have a couple of jams and then a couple of flops, you know, something that it's like, okay, you know, it's an okay song. But usually that's what happens, you know, it's just some hits or misses, and you know, I just really appreciate those hits. But this show, it's all hits for me. I have every single song in my playlist. Every single one, no exaggeration. I could be the bratty snob of, you know, critique being like, oh yes, here's all the producers. But I'm just going to say it. The VA choices were killer. Producer choices killer. As well, I just think VA choice is very good. They got some amazing singers, especially Mana. Mana was fucking amazing. By far, favorite vocalist of all time. Those are my favorite songs of all. Regard anything anime, just beyond all, those are some of my favorite songs. Besides just music, because when it comes to actual, you know, anime and most things, I care most about story and characters. Mostly, I'm critiquing stories because that's what jives me a lot of the time. And, well, this one is at the very least, one of the best I've seen for Idol. A little bit weaker if you had to take out the fact that it's constricted to such a genre, but it does a lot of things within its genre that a lot have decided not to do. First thing is the fact that it has a romance subplot. If you kind of know some things about like the actual idol culture in Japan, you know it's a bit taboo for the whole dating thing and stuff. So when it's adapted into anime, you see way less like romance subplots that come in with idol stuff just because of the fact that, you know, dating is taboo as an idol. But this one goes and just is like, nah, we're going to have a romance subplot. And by far the fact that it's actually like a really good subplot, I think just that itself is really cool. But at least this, you know, it isn't just idol stuff the entire time. You have this whole romance subplot developing, which is really nice. Again, they did this in a very subversive way of just like, bam, romance on you. In the very first episode, it pretty much just pulls a fast one. They develop this idol up. It's like, yep, she's fucking amazing. She's god tier idol. And then she dies in a tragic accident. And that sets the story forward. It's pretty crazy. I think anyone going into the show isn't going to expect that at all. This is like the first one that I've seen happen. I'm like, damn, holy crap. And don't worry, everything around this is integrated beautifully in this story. Of course, this sets up a lot of the romance subplot. It gives you very good hinting at the fact of a romantic interest and, you know, keeps our main man oblivious as shit to the fact. He's like, oh, okay, girl just wants me to tag along. Sure, I guess I'll go with it. Ignoring the fact that, like, bro, she's on to you. She wants you, mate. It goes to that final conclusion, which is amazing. We'll talk about that. And then it develops some of the main goals for our characters. It puts in a mystery of why is this dead idol still here? And they're like, oh, it's probably to resolve some goal. And they keep it a mystery. What exactly is that goal? They have some pretty basic assumptions of what it is. They're like, oh yeah, you need these people to succeed or something. That's pretty simple, and it actually subverts that kind of idea actually very well. At least for me, I was quite surprised by what the actual goal, the reason that they stayed, was kind of for. Beyond that, it develops, you know, just the main reason he's doing it as the producer, and brings a lot of later development for the other characters who have jumped in and are starting to become idols. I'm not going to talk about the middle part of this story very well. A lot of this is actually somewhat basic idol stuff, just done very well, complementing it with some amazing music, very good character interaction, character setups, where you get to see the quirks of the characters and, just enjoy their presence. It has this whole cute girl doing cute thing atmosphere for a good amount of time that you either like or don't like. I think it's done well, but if it's not your thing, it's not your thing. And if you care more about deep story, it gets into that later. Other developments that come out, which I think now we're getting into the real spoiler territory of all of it. We have one of the main girls throughout the show, Kotano. She is the little sister of the girl who has died. And you get a development of the reason they're there. They have a somewhat standoffish attitude at the start. The cold exterior type of character. And, that can fit into some basic character tropes. And it's like, okay, cool, basic character trope, whatever. It's usually one that I'm not very fond of myself either. But the fact that it has importance. She's cold because of all the things that happened to her. She's kind of cold to the fact of idols because it's what took her sister's attention away. She generally got jealous about it. But then we learned that her reason for actually becoming an idol, besides through the journey, actually desiring and having a passion fostered for becoming idol, besides that, her goal was to sing the song that her sister was to sing on that day if she wasn't to have died. I think all the development with that is amazing. And there's just very sweet moments, especially with the two main girls, Sakura as well. I don't care too much for the fact that Sakura's heart was Mana's heart. That plot line I don't care for as much. I'm not like, man, this was absolutely impeccable and perfect. But for the certain things it adds on were amazing. The moment where Kono's just like, can I hear your heartbeat? They just have the feeling of her sister. That motion, that got me emotional as hell. The attachment with the song, Song for You, who should sing this song, the whole development with that. There's so many great scenes in this show that come from the whole subplot that was developed with the romance, and a lot of its drama elements that happened because of her death. It is really good on that aspect. Again, scenes with Kono was really the star of the show. If you have to ask me on a lot of the plot points, she develops the most from, being cold and then really enjoying idols and us really getting to know reason why she started. And it's sad and depressing. Her just wanting to finish the song. And then there's the whole fact that they can kind of talk to Mana still, but it's not direct. And they try to have this conversation back and forth. That scene where it's I'm not going to talk directly. I don't want this translation bullshit. I'm just going to sit in this room, know that her presence is here, and I'm just going to say all my emotions. And it was this whole thing of telling the plan, and her sister, she can't respond back, but she just has to be happy for how her sister who has developed in life even without her. It's such sweet shit. I love it. And let's get to the very end of this. A fucking stellar moment, god tier of moments. The competition, tying, whatever, who cares about that? We get the resolution to that whole romance subplot and how it sinks into Kono's story as well. We have Kono finally singing Song for You on that main stage, on the final stage. And they use that as the backing track for the producer coming back to try and find Mana as she seems to be disappearing, finally fading off. They find her back at the school where they were first known and when they first found each other as a ghost presence again. And then it's revealed that Mana's actual goal wasn't the fact of oh, I want you to do this particular thing. It was that I want you to raise a top producer. And he's like, wait, why is your wish for me? And then it's kind of figured out how much this girl actually cared for him, that was the big wish, to make him the big producer. They wanted to be together, but it couldn't be that way, sadly, because of the circumstances that happened. But they have that kiss scene, which is fucking perfect. The song picks up at then, goes back to that. It's one of the best scenes I've ever watched. A top 10 scene out of anything from this show. Something that's idol, which gets regarded as oh yeah, whatever, sing, dance, whatever. There's fucking amazing storylines in these shows, and people need to respect them more. This one, I think, absolutely deserves a lot of your respect. You'll love the music. It is top tier music compared to everything else. Plus, it has amazing stories that go along with it, with its romance subplot and amazing drama. You may call it melodramatic. Hey, I love that stuff. I was absolutely crying my eyes out at that final scene. It was perfect. Anyways, that is me talking about this show. Hopefully I may convince you a little bit, or, you know, at least you enjoyed the video and liked it, me rambling about my favorite idol show. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you liked and enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.